Is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording, but I'll cut the part that I haven't seen. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let me start Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm not alone. As you can see, I have people who are joining me because we're about to have a discussion. If you follow me on Instagram, you notice that I dropped a question for you guys whether you would want to have sit down videos with my family and stuff. So most of you said yes, and I got questions from you guys, so we're gonna answer some of your questions. And yeah, so I'm just gonna introduce the people that I'm with. So this is my mom, my Fadzie, my Masimba, my Maxine, my Kuda, whatever you want to call her. And then this is Ivo's mom, my name Juliana. Is you've seen her before. You've seen both of them on my channel. So anyways, the topic for today is, should Lobola be banned?
Okay.
So what do you think? Should Lobola be banned?
Okay, it's an interesting topic, but I'm wondering, why is there a question, should Lobola be banned? Many people, it depends on how you grow up, where you grow up, and why. Because at first we have to look at why is Lobola being paid.
What is Lobola, first of all?
Yeah, and
because
why?
most people aren't from Africa.
Okay.
Some people aren't from Africa. So from the definition that I got, Lobola is like a bride price known as dowry. So, and it's normally paid to the...
In Zimbabwe, it's paid by the boy or gentleman who is marrying the lady to the family of the bride as a way of, it's a customary token that you pay. Coming to your question to say, should it be banned? I've had several confusing issues when it comes to Lobola as far as I'm concerned, because in the first place I really wanted to understand, why do we even pay it in the first place?
Exactly.
Who is benefiting from the Lobola price? You find half the time that people who benefit from what is paid for Lobola are those people who are not even close to the person who is being married in the first place. It's just a price tag, which I think has been over the years been too commercialized, if you ask me. And as a result, it's causing so much commotion. And if we, in this century or in this day and time when we're talking about gender equality, it also becomes very contradictory. If you want our girls to be equal to the boys, and then at the same time we also want the Lobola prize, what it means is we are getting our girls to be owned by these guys. It's like, what do you call it? I'll find the word. Like you customizing this. The lady will not have any say in the house. The girl will not have any say. You can't be saying we are equal in the house because he paid. If at all they want to keep this Lobola thing, to me, as an appreciation for the parents, it should be to both parents.
Oh hell
no! Because the boy was also raised, the girl was also raised. This is how I feel. I felt about this over years. I remember having this conversation with Adam. We were arguing with my friends, and I said, you know what? If I had to have my way, I wouldn't get my daughters married. Lobola paid.
So if we were to get married, you wouldn't want.
If I have it my way, yes.
What do you think,
If
Mom?
I have it my way, yes.
I think it's like saying Lobola is part of our custom. There are some things which should not change. Because why in the first place? Okay, now it seems bad because a lot of people have commercialized it and they charge, ridiculous prices, which people would say every time when you hear that so and so has been married, the bride price has been paid. But it's a token, and it also shows commitment from the guy, because usually in our Shona custom, when a girl gets married, moves from her family to the guy's family, and this is why usually it's paid. And for myself, I don't like it commercialized, but it has to be done because it's part of our culture and it's part of who we are as people, as the Shona people, as the Zimbabwean people. But it doesn't have to be commercialized. It has to be like a token.
But who benefits from the Lobola?
Exactly.
Is it the girl? Is it the boy?
It's not the
Because
girl or the
this-
boy. It's
this
usually
two,
it's usually the parents. There's things which are asked to be paid for the mother, and things which are asked to be paid to the family, like usually the head of the family, which is a father figure in the family.
Because of this Lobola thing, as long as we have it, I feel we will have our girls marginalized every time. Because they are being treated like a commodity.
No, it's
As
not
much
like a
as you
commodity.
say, yes, we cannot commercialize it, but let's be realistic. What is on the ground? People are going way above the norm. If people could just go back to say, okay, if it's a token, let it be $100. Let it be
Look at you.
something like, okay, I want to marry your daughter. This is it. But when you start putting prices, like I've heard figures ranging from probably 20,000 US to 50,000 or something ridiculous, even
No,
that.
that's ridiculous.
So-
But if it's just like a token,
So let
It's a
it,
process.
let it be in the constitution, and let them.
So are
be
you
a
saying that they
proper-
should set like an amount that people can contribute towards it, so that it's not like something
Yeah.
that's. And the other question that I have is, if you look at our generation, most of us don't even understand what Lobola is, because a lot of things have changed. Like, people in our generation, they are more exposed to the Western world than it is when it comes to our culture, unfortunately, because of, for example, schools that we have attended and stuff. Most of them don't even know how to speak their own language. So what more of
Which is
trying
bad,
to understand my own culture, and then now I have to pay Lobola for a girl and I don't even know where it comes from, and
If it could
it's not
be,
it's not practiced at home. So what's the point? Because
if it could be like, okay, have the same figure as I said before, like say it's $100. You just bring $100 to say, okay, I want to marry your daughter.
but then
Customary, you sit down, you don't even, it doesn't involve a lot of money. It's just a ceremony, a traditional ceremony, because look, there's some values that we have to uphold and be proud that we are Africans and it's our culture. What I'm against is this whole commercializing thing of Lobola, and also having someone being treated like a commodity.
But
You're
it-
being like, you feel like you've been sold, and half the time the marriages are not even lasting after paying all those tens and thousands of dollars. And also the other thing that I've looked at is who benefits in this Lobola thing. When you have the ceremony, I remember when I got married, there were people that I've never met in my life that were sitting there, that were also supposed to charge. What were they charging? I've never met them. They don't know me. And take for instance, if you have, if your parents are late or probably are raised by a single mother, you're supposed to call the father or whoever the father is to come to your ceremony. For what reason? He's never raised you, doesn't know you, and then he just comes to put a price tag on you. To me, I think that's not fair at all. So to me, Lobola, to be very honest, it's neither here nor there. It doesn't mean anything to me. If I had
So
it my
why
way,
not just remove it then? Because
I wish I could
it has,
do that.
Isn't it like an option though?
For me, if it was me getting Ivo married or was married, to be honest, I would just want the guy to come. The most important thing to me is for those people to be happy. The two of them, they have a union, get married. I am introduced to the family, and they're happy. That's what is important. You get the bride price 6 months down the line, they're divorced. So what is the point? You
Reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the
I had a
reason?
reason.
What was the reason?
you look for another husband. You get another bride
When-
price.
when-
And it will be like 7 times doing the same thing. What happens then? What is the whole point of the bride price?
Usually when someone is coming to ask a hand in marriage, the intention is not to divorce. Whatever causes the divorce is the dynamics, different dynamics. Some stay for good, some age together. These days it has been the norm that many people divorce, but the intention when somebody is coming to ask hand in marriage, the intention is not to divorce. So I think I have a different point of view because it's part of our culture. All my girls will get married and Lobola will be paid.
That's it. There you go.
Okay, but
Because it's part of our culture. When I got married, I wish my father was given more than what was paid. It was like during those times people were not commercializing. It was a good price, but if I had known,
so
I would have asked him to ask for more.
so if someone was to bring $100,
No, that's mockery. That's mockery, definitely.
but then isn't it supposed to be a token?
Yeah, it will be a token, but
It's-
it should be something
um,
reasonable. And even if the guy has to feel that he has done something,
Alright, let's say they pay like a certain amount of money.
Mhm.
For example, maybe like, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000, right?
or less,
Or less.
yeah.
But then, if you look at what's going on now in our generation, most people are like just starting off to work, and it's not as simple
Everyone
to
who
get
gets
like a
married, like when I was
job.
got married, he wasn't even working, but he managed to pay the bride price.
So how do you eat at home after?
But that's something else. That's another issue. When a person decides that he's going to settle down, he has to have something. It doesn't mean if the bride price, for say everything is said, all we want is $2,000, for example. It doesn't mean that he has to come with $2,000. If he doesn't have $2,000, it's okay if he comes with $500, that's what he has, or he has $700, that's what he
But
has.
not $100.
No. And then whatever he has, if the bride price is said 15,000 and he has 500,000, we'll still welcome him with $500. That's what he has. It's not a crime not to. And then obviously he's indebted. And most people in most marriages, if you ask people how much have you paid, how much was left, a lot of people are still in debt. They're still owing.
Are you even?
But then
supposed
you
to
know
be-
what happens with most, what I've discovered, like when these two young people want to have
A wedding.
it would be stopped because you still owe, you have to pay a certain amount for the
I wouldn't
family.
do that.
For most families to accept that they'll say, "Hauna kubvisa rusambo, you haven't paid this,
No, I wouldn't
you haven't
do that.
done this," because you haven't. They put so many conditions.
At least that the person has just come to present himself in front of your family.
$100. Just
No.
come with your $100.
$100 and then
Say-
cows and then
No,
groceries.
not even houses. For me, it's
No.
not
Like
important.
now, Mama,
For me, it's
where
important.
would you put the cows if they were to come?
They'll convert the cow into dollars.
$dollars.
How much is a cow?
I don't know.
I don't know. It depends. If you want a Branham, it's more expensive. How much is a Branham? I think it's $1,000. Then we have those cheap ones,
Most cows range between 500 and
500 and
$1,000.
$1,000.
It depends.
How,
So if
how,
you
mu-
say
how
breed-
many cows do people normally need to
8.
get married?
Jesus is Lord.
So So 8,000
Mm-hmm.
plus the money that you need to remove
Makantin's one and
and
everything
the
else.
groceries and
the
We
other
don't
one.
even talk
And
about
then-
the
and then
groceries,
and then you have
The
the
groceries is
wedding.
minimum.
I've seen a list that showed me. I'll show you when we're off camera afterwards. It was like another row of that grocery list. Because it also involves like us when you are getting married, I have to be there, mining Luki is there, and then we have mining Chipo, mining Anesu. We all have to take part into it, isn't it? So whatever your mom gets, we also have to get something out of it because we in our culture.
It's
we
not
are
that I'm
all
going to
mothers.
be. I'm going to live off that money. It has to be done. When a daughter gets married, we expect something to be paid from the man's family.
Hence the commodity part of it.
It's
But
not
isn't that-
commercializing, it's not making a commodity, but it's part of our culture. It's only that the only medium we can use now, which is easier, is money. Long back, their family would bring a head of cows and said, we want your daughter, and here's our cows, and here's our goats, and maybe whatever chickens and whatever they had long back. But now the medium, which is easier, is money. That's the trend of like commercializing, when people would say no, we want so much, but long back there was no money, and people would use what they
So
had.
this is where the problem starts now when this guy comes and he pays Lobola, right? Because everything is about money, because we don't have the cows or whatever was done in the long back. People have lost essence of the true value of the Lobola thing. They are charging so much, hence like putting a price tag to the person. And once the guy pays, he feels he owns you. He feels
Not
you
really.
are
It shouldn't
part
be
of
like
his.
that.
That's how it is. Because
Yeah, because she will go, now she's like, for her, she's a checkera, she'll change the surname to whoever, and she'll have children, and those children will be given the names, they will never be given her name. This is why our culture demands this process to be done.
But isn't that buying someone?
It's not
in
buying.
a way you are like
It is
being-
though, because it's like big.
Yeah,
So why
that's-
don't you keep your name, and all your kids will keep your name?
That's the buying part that we have. Once we abolish that, we can then decide what
Exactly.
we're going to do. Because
Would you, when you get married, you keep your name, and
there are people who have decided to keep a double
people-
barrel, like I would
no,
be.
a double
Chopper
barrel,
like
it's okay.
Tambo.
Double barrel, it's okay,
Mm.
but would you keep your name, and your children, would they keep your name?
In a way, yes.
No, they wouldn't, even in the European culture.
Mm.
If you are
Yeah,
married,
because it's
they don't
cultural.
pay the Lobola, but still they get the husband's name without even paying anything. All they do is an engagement ring, but the name still comes from the father. I don't know where that came from, but it's all over the world. So this Lobola thing, as long as it can be, you can set up that it's a reason. I don't know what is reasonable to a lot of people, but what I'm seeing is absorbent to me. It's not acceptable. It's too much.
No, exorbitant prices, bride prices are not acceptable, but culturally reasonable, and people would know this is reasonable. And sometimes the guys will complain, why is she too cheap? Why are we charged $100? Why? They want
Because
to
they
know.
want
Because
to
it's supposed to
own.
be okay.
No, it's not that they are not
want to
own.
own.
No,
the
they won't
person.
own. That
Mm.
person would still remain her own person, but they are now in partnership. But they won't be owning like an
Partnership
asset.
is-
It's not like buying furniture.
Partnership
Getting
is 50-50, but as long as you
paying Lobola is not like buying furniture or buying an asset or buying a car.
Since they're putting appreciation on the girl, why can't they do the same thing to the
for the
guy?
boy, because they're all both raised up.
Like, why can't if I
Let's
get married?
Because you are moving to his family.
No, we are moving into our own house, not his family.
In your own house, but you'll be part of that family.
But I will still be part of my family. Like,
Yes.
I'm still part of my family. That it's neither here nor there for me. I mean, we are moving to start a life together, the two of us, isn't it? So if we're going to start a life together, why should one pay for the other to come
I
so that we
won't
can stay
agree.
together?
I know those things.
Ah,
To say
I
the truth, I would not agree.
I'm not really bothered by this Lobola thing. If I had it my way, to be honest, people would be going for free.
You're going for free? What's that?
Yeah, I don't know about the date, but I'm speaking for myself. I'm really not bothered. How much is it? What does it do to me? Honestly, let's be honest. And this thing of like, if the child is an orphan, have you seen how they try to make everything difficult and everyone wants to be imported on that Lobola ceremony? They want to be felt, and you have to go and ask your teta about this, and then
Oh yeah, and the
There's
other
other
question
problem.
that I have, right? Let's say, for instance, you've been raised by a single parent. Oh,
You're being
what's
specific.
the what's the meaning of paying Lobola then, since it's just going to go to your paternal side of the
Yeah,
family?
you see, that's my other point.
But the paternal side,
Mhm.
like in my view, if you are raised by a single parent, like what I've done, you ask them to come, just give the blessing, and they will go. They don't need to benefit.
But then
That's where
doesn't
the argument
that
starts.
ruin the whole cultural
They
thing?
they want rule because the paternal who hasn't raised a child is supposed to pay the parent who has raised the child. So normally the norm has been during the Lobola, this is when they are asked Chiredzwa. Chiredzwa is like you raise the child.
Okay.
So the Chiredzwa, he doesn't deserve to get anything. Chiredzwa should end up to the person who raised the child. So that's the portion of that Lobola will go to the person who raised the child.
It's the same when I've had instances where you find probably the mother is late, the father is late of the child, and then there's the aunts and the uncles that come for to do the ceremony. Those people, I don't think they even deserve to get that money because they never took part probably in raising the child. But you find they're the ones who are in the forefront charging so much as if they don't even want that guy to get you, and it's like,
No, it doesn't have to be very
it's
hard
like-
on the guy. It doesn't have to be. It should be a joyous ceremony.
it should be, but people are making it difficult. If you see
There are a few.
conflicts,
There are some
in
who have got
families
conflicts, but
where-
there are some who makes it a joyous. It should be a joyous occasion. It should be a joyous ceremony.
to me,
Everyone
what-
should be happy. The guy will be happy. The girl will be happy. The parents will be happy. It should be a joyous ceremony.
If you ask me, what I would want is probably have a customary marriage ceremony. We set up, the guy is responsible because he's the one who wants to ask for your hand in marriage. He pays for all the expenses for the ceremony. For me, that's good enough. Like these days, you see people are doing it in a very style and everything.
And
So
everything.
Guys, whoever is gonna marry me, bring your cows. Your 8 cows.
Motai or whatever. If they think I don't have anywhere a crow to put the cows, but I would want something, but traditionally, but it won't be hard, and I'm sure the guy will also feel comfortable every time he sees me because he has done his part. And usually some people would say, why is she cheap? Why is she like this? They would also question the family from where the guy is coming from. They also question, why is she
Because
nothing
they
has
also
been
say
touched?
that our son has value as well. So
They has got value.
Why
You
can't
still
you
have value. We'll still value him. In Shona culture, we say mukwasha mukuya upere kudyiwa. So
why is he
it
paying
starts
the bride
with
price?
it starts
He's
with the
gonna
bride
be
price,
coming with
and
money
then
or-
you'll be
every
looking
time.
after me as well.
Oh my God! Wow!
As long as you live.
Hey,
But
you hear that? Okay, for me, to be honest, is I will stand by my point. It's not an issue. This bride price thing, I really don't care. It's done. If the guy feels he has to do it from their family, fair and fine with me. But to me, it's not like an issue to say, okay, he didn't pay Lobola for my daughter. No.
If she doesn't want, I will take for iPhone, for WhatsApp.
uri kutireko tika na isina shuga chitabura oweka aina shuga upenyu injuga kakudaji mafia.
I'm just saying it's not an issue.
It's not that I'm greedy, but it's I have to.
I'm not saying
Because
I will not.
Chivanu-
You're not getting me. I'm not saying I will not accept it if it comes. But to me, it's not an issue. It's like I will not say, okay, you really have to pay. If it comes, even we talk like, sit down like we're doing now, and discuss as a family. To me, it's okay. It's done. You don't have to bring the minyais and the tetes and everything. To me, I don't care. As long as my daughter is married, she's happy, she walks down the aisle, to me it's okay. This
Mine, it will be done
Lobola
properly.
thing,
Properly. The way
yeah,
it should be
properly
done.
is traditional. We have a traditional ceremony
Traditional
without
ceremony.
the lists of Makantin's
I will
wani,
have all those
Matekenya
All
gave.
those
Oh, I will not have all that. Without the list, if it was my choice, I wouldn't even have all those lists. You can come with your whatever. We have a ceremony, we introduce the families. This is the guy who's coming to marry, these are the parents and whoever will be around. And then we have lunch, we enjoy the ceremony without those absorbent amounts that are being charged these days. Because to me, it's not really necessary. That's how
There
I
won't
feel.
be any absorbent prices. Everything will be reasonable, but the tradition will be followed.
But you will not be the one who's charging. You see, you don't have control.
I
as a
will
mother.
have control. I'll tell them. I'll have
You
control.
see, that's where the problem is. For some of us who are married, I don't have a say
I will
in
have,
divorce
I will
bride
have
prices.
control.
That's
I'll
where
tell
the
them
problem
that
is.
this is not.
Mm.
This is not.
Because that's where you see an Abamnini coming from Kumusha, the ones that I haven't seen in like 5 years, and then they are called in to come in charge Ivo, come in charge Wadzi,
Our
our daughter, and then it becomes everyone's sister, the brothers. It's not even Tadiwa. Tadiwa doesn't even have a say. This is where I get worried. Tadiwa is the brother, but he doesn't even have a say in Ivo's
You should
Lobola
have.
prize.
You should have a say.
But let's be practical. Is that what is happening? You remember when you got married, who had a say in what you were being charged?
They had already discussed, because the procedure is there will be a meeting between your father and the uncles. They agree, and then what
Why
is
can't my dad just say whatever he wants
And
because
then
I'm his daughter? Why not him alone? Why everyone else? Why involve the whole clan? This is where my beef is.
That's the tradition.
Some of the traditions, I mean, we have to drop. Sorry.
So clearly she is against it. And then she is pro Lobola. So guys,
you are
in
going
conclusion,
to
whoever is gonna marry me, you're gonna have to pay. Work hard. That's all I have to say. Anyways, thank you for coming to my channel. If you guys have any comment, please drop the comments below on what you think about this topic. And if you want to see more of these two lovely ladies, just drop the comment as well, and then we can have these chats more often. And if you have questions, please drop your questions as well and ask, so that we know what you guys want us to talk about the next time. So without further ado, thank you and bye.